The incident sparked outrage, and it appears that Israel has bowed to some of that pressure and launched this investigation. Last Sunday, the bodies of 15 Palestinians were recovered, buried under sand alongside the wreckage of bombed-out vehicles near the southern Gaza town of Tel Sultan. 8 of the men were paramedics from the Palestinian Red Crescent, 6 were emergency responders from Gaza's Civil Defence Service, and 1 was a UN staffer. There are a range of questions here, not least why vehicles clearly marked as ambulances and fire trucks were targeted, and why the bodies were buried in such a way. For days, the IDF has refused to comment on the latter point, but has since confirmed its troops did bury the men ahead of their remains being recovered. And it's maintaining that on the first point, the vehicles approached troops suspiciously, without lights and sirens. It's necessary to point out that this is still a military investigation, even as the IDF says it's independent. It has been taken away from the group within the military which was carrying out this operation in southern Gaza, but the investigation is still being run by the General Staff, or the Central Command of the IDF. And while Defence's spokesperson doesn't want to get ahead of the outcomes of this probe, he is still insisting that the IDF was targeting Hamas militants in the area before that convoy arrived, saying that 9 terrorists were killed. The IDF has only named one of them. It isn't giving the details of the others it claims have been killed. Israeli strikes are continuing across Gaza, around 100 Palestinians killed in a 24-hour period, according to local health authorities, as the IDF intensifies its operations in the Strip and starts to seize land as it promised yesterday. Moves it says will pressure Hamas to release Israeli hostages, but local authorities insist again it is the civilian population bearing the brunt. And the expanded military operation in Gaza isn't enough to keep the Israeli Prime Minister at his desk here in Jerusalem. He's taken up an invitation to visit Hungary at the request of the country's far-right Prime Minister, Viktor Orban. International travel for Mr Netanyahu is curtailed at the moment as he's subject to an arrest warrant for alleged war crimes in Gaza issued by the International Criminal Court. Hungary is a founding member of the court and is under an obligation to arrest the Prime Minister. But its leader, Viktor Orban, says not only will Hungary ignore the warrant, it's leaving the court altogether.
And you've just taken a bold and principled position on the ICC, and I thank you, Victor. This is not only important for us, it's important for all democracies. It's important to stand up to this corrupt organization.
And while Hungary is being clear on its position on these arrest warrants, other countries, including Australia, are trying to avoid directly responding to questions on whether they would arrest Mr Netanyahu. The political sensitivities of the relationship with Israel coming to the fore.